My dear students, welcome to my today's class. I am Taran Akhtar, assistant teacher, Pallavi Majidul Islam Model High School. Dear students, today I will discuss about right form of verbs. In my previous class, I also discussed about this topic. In my previous class, I gave you idea about the kinds of verbs, and I also discussed about some of the rules. Today, I will discuss about other rules of right form of verbs. At first, I will show you the form of verbs. You see one number base form V1. You see the example eat, go. 2 past form V2 8 went. 3 past participle form V3 eaten gone. 4 s or es form, it means verb 1 plus s or es. You see the example eats and goes. 5 gerund form V1 plus ing, example eating going. 6 infinite form 2 plus V1, it means the base form. You see the example to eat, to go. Now you will see the singular and plural form of helping verbs. You see the singular form is and the plural form are does, do, has, have, can, could, may, might, must, will, should, and would. You have to understand these forms very well, because when I will discuss right form of verbs, then I will say this term singular verb, plural verb again and again. Now look at the sentences. This is rule number 1. I saw him reading book. I don't want to read book. If any simple sentence has 2 verbs, then you have to add ing with the second verb, or you have to use to before the second verb. You can do this 2 ways. You see here there are 2 verbs. I have added ing with the second verb. Now you see second rule. At first you see the examples. Farmers work in the fields, and second one, farmer works in the field. If the subject is singular, noun or pronoun, the verb will always be singular. But if the subject is plural noun or pronoun, then the subject will always be plural. You see in the first sentence the subject is plural. That's why the verb is written in plural form. And in the second sentence the subject is singular, so the verb s is added with the verb. Now you see these sentences. It is time you studied attentively. It is high time we worked for our country. The clause it is time or it is high time requires a verb in the simple past tense. You see the verbs are written in past form. Now we see these sentences. He read more lest he should or might fail in the exam. Run faster lest you should miss the train. The conjunctional list always requires a modal might or should after the subject of list. You see here he is the subject after list, and we have used should after this subject. Now you see these examples. I can swim and she will do the sum. Can, I told you that can, will, shall, might, these all are modals. Modals always take the base form of the verbs after them. You see in these sentences the verb is written in the base form of verb. Everybody helps the poor, nobody is here. You see the examples. If any sentence contains each, every, everyone, nobody, nothing, etc., verb will always be in singular form. You see the examples. Helps. Verb here helps is written in singular form, and is a singular verb. Now you see these examples. He bought a shirt having got the money. The work is to be done. To be, being, etc. are generally followed by the past participle form of the verbs. It means after these words the verb will be in participle form. You see, after having, I have written got. This is the participle form of get. Now rule 8. To is the only preposition that takes the base form of verb. This is a very important rule. You will remember this. To is the only preposition which takes the base form of verb. You see the example, I want to go there. You will never change the form of verb after to. He behaves as if he knew everything. You see the example, then she spoke as if she had known everything. If the first part of a sentence contains as if or as though, and the sentences is in present form, then the later part will be in past indefinite tense. If first part is in past indefinite tense, then the later part will be in past perfect tense. You see, as if is used in the middle of the sentence and the first part is written in present. When the first part is present form, then the second part is in past form. And you see the second example, she spoke. Here spoke is written in past form, so the later part is written in past perfect form. Now rule 10. There is a primary school in our area. There are many students in the class. If a sentence starts with there and the subject of the sentence is singular, the verb will also be singular. But if the subject of the sentence is plural, then the verb will be plural. You see the examples. Primary school, this is a singular subject, that's why is the singular subject is used here. And you see the second examples, many students are plural subjects, that's why are is used here. You had better go abroad. I would rather die than take bribe. If any sentence contains the words like had better, had rather, would better, would rather, verb will always in present simple form. You see, the go and die are written in the present form. Base form means the present form of verb. I didn't go to school since I was ill. You see, if since is used to indicate cause, the verbs of the two sentences will be of the same tense. If we use since as cause, then the verb of both sentences will be in past tense. You see then the following examples. 20 years have passed since we first met. 20 years passed since we first had met. If since is used to indicate time, the verb of the second sentence will be different from the first. You see this rule very attentively. If since is used to indicate time, how you will change the verb. The first part, if the first part is present tense, the second part will be past indefinite, and if the first part is past indefinite, then the second part will be past perfect tense. Now look at these examples. No sooner had we reached the school than the bell rang. Hardly had Shimu left the college when it began to rain. Scarcely had the teacher entered the classroom when the students stood up. In the first part of the sentence containing no sooner, hardly, scarcely will be always in past perfect tense, and the later part will be in simple past tense. You see, all the first part of the sentences have been written in past perfect tense, and the second part of the sentence has been written in past indefinite tense. Now, the sentences containing if require the following structures: if plus past indefinite plus past conditional. It means subject plus would, might or could plus base form of main verb. Then if plus present indefinite plus future indefinite. Third one, if plus past perfect plus perfect conditional. It means subject plus would have or could have or might have plus participle form of verb. If there is the word if in a sentence, then you have to change the verb following these structures. You see the examples. If he reads more, will pass. If I saw him, I would help him. If he had wanted money, I would have given it to him. When plural noun denotes some specific quantity or amount considered as a whole, the verb will be generally singular. You see, 30 miles is a long way, 50,000 is a large sum. Though there seems plural noun, they denote specific quantity. That's why the verb has been written in singular form. There are some verbs like with a view to, cannot help, look forward, will always followed by ing verb. It means gerund. You see the example, he is decorating the house with a view to selling it. You see, after with a view to, I have added ing with the verb. The cow and the goat are eating grass. If two subjects are joined by and, they typically require a plural verb form. You see, there are two subjects here, the cow and the goat. So the verb are is used here as the verb are is plural. Subjects are plural, that's why verb has been written in plural form. Nouns which are plural in form but singular in meaning take a singular verb. You see, the news is true. News seems to plural, but its meaning is singular. So the verb is written here as it is a singular verb. If two sentences are connected with the word after, the first sentence will be in past indefinite tense and the second sentence will be in past perfect tense. The structure will be like this: past indefinite plus after plus past perfect. You see the example, I came after he had left home. Here I came is the first sentence. It has been written in past indefinite tense, and he had left home, this is the second sentence. It has been written in past perfect tense. If two sentences are connected with the word before, the first sentence will be in past perfect tense and the second sentence will be in past indefinite. This is quite opposite to the earlier one. You see the example, you see the structure: past perfect tense plus before past plus past indefinite. You see the example, he had gone to bed before I came. You see, the first sentence has been written in past perfect and the second sentence has been written in past indefinite. My dear students, now I will discuss about use of do or does. This is very important for you because you make mistake when you use do or does in sentences. We use do or does to make question or to make negative sentences. Use of do or does depends on the subjects. We use do when the subject is I, you, we or they. We use does when the subject is he, she or it. Did is the past form of both do or does. The negative form of does is does not. We usually use the contracted form doesn't in sentence. The negative form of did is didn't. Using do or does, you will never do the following thing. Don't add s or es to the main verb. It means after do or does, you have to write the base form of the verb in sentence. Now you see the examples how do, does or did will be used in sentence. You see the first sentence, I do exercise. Here subject is I, that's why do is used here. Then I did my homework. Subject doesn't matter in case of past tense. I have done many things here. Done is the participle form of do. Now you see he does exercises. Here he is third person singular number, so does is written here. Now then you see how you will make question sentence with these words do, does and did. Do is used with I, you, we, they. I have told you before. Now you see, do I or you, we, they go. You see the example, does he, she, it want, like or go. You will see the examples very attentively. Auxiliary, then did. Did I, you, we, they, he, she, it go, want. Verb go and want is used here. You see all verbs have been written in base form. Now you see where you will use do and where you will use I. Now dear students, I will show you some shortcut techniques. I have prepared it for you. You will practice the rules, and if you follow these rules, and these techniques, I hope answering right form of verbs will seem to you very easy. You will memorize these structures. Number 1, has or have had plus participle form of verb. You see the example, has or have done. Then 2 plus base form of verb. Example, to do. 3 other prepositions such as in, for, from, by plus verb plus ing. It means after these prepositions you have to add ing after the verb. You see the example, by going. I have written one preposition, but in case of all prepositions you have to follow this structure. Then 4, modal plus base form of verb. You see the example, can, go, will go, should, do. Verb will never change after modal. Then modal plus be plus participle form of verb. Can be done. You see, can be done. Done is the participle form of do. Modal plus have plus participle form of verb. You see this example, might have seen. Might is modal here. Have, then seen. Seen is the participle form of see. Then having or being plus participle form of verb. After having or being you have to write the participle form of verb. This is also a very important rule. With a view to plus verb plus ing. I have to discussed about this earlier. The 9 participle form of, this is also very important. If there is a blank, then by, then you have to write the participle form of verb, then you have to write by. So you will memorize this. These all are very important rules for right form of verbs. Now this is the time to take your homework. I have given this homework from your model question book. You will do this following the instructions very attentively. Where you have to write the negative form, where you have to use the base form, you will read the passage very carefully and then you will do the homework. Okay, my dear students, I hope you have tried to understand the rules of right form verbs from this lecture. Thank you for watching my class, for joining me. Allah Hafiz.